guys, it's Damon Johnson of DJ Realty Solutions. Today I'm here in downtown Chicago with a very old friend, but not too old. Mitch is doing mortgages, guys, in Michigan and in Chicago, the Illinois area. We are downtown Chicago. The condo scene is great. The townhome scene is great. We are even doing homes out in the suburb area. Mitch, if you could tell us a little bit about what brought you to Chicago and what differences do you notice between the Michigan market and Chicago market?
Well, I had the opportunity to come to Chicago almost 2 years ago, and we got family that lives out here, so it made it real easy, a nice, easy transition. So I'd come out here a couple times a year, and the market out here is just great. Whether you're in the city looking for something downtown, condo or apartment style or townhouse style living, you have so much to do. Then the suburbs aren't that far away. You got very easy access to all those things, and you have a little bit more space, a yard, a garage to park in, all those nice conveniences that suburb living has, with all the conveniences of still being real close to the city and enjoying the city life and the nightlife and things like that. So.
Now, I can attest to that because we've been in downtown. We went up to the burbs earlier, and the commute wasn't that bad. What do you think about value as far as we're on the river, we're right close to the freeway, we're right close to the burbs. Like, per square value, do you recommend more of a city or a burb, or do you think you should do a little bit of mix of the two?
Well, I think a mix of the two is always good. I live downtown, I live in the city. It depends on your lifestyle, what you have going on, your family life and things like that. Do you have kids? Do you have pets? Are you retired? How old are your kids if you have them? Things like that. Those are all things that you need to consider. I think obviously for single people or retired people, the conveniences of living downtown are great. And if you got kids, you want to find a good school district. If you got pets like a dog, you want something with a yard, or even living downtown, you have all these parks that you can go to, and dog parks you can take your dogs and kids to and things like that. So it really is, you've got the best of both worlds, whether it's the burb living or if it's the city living and things like that. It just it gives you a lot of options, and it gives you a lot of different things that we don't normally see back in Michigan with living so close to a large city like
Right,
this.
yeah, it's totally different, and I don't know how many loan use close here, but I know that in Michigan, you're closing them at about 14 to 10 days on average. How has your Chicago clients been shocked? Because I know Chicago and Illinois from back in the old days, you say, oh gosh, you got an Illinois close, this is gonna be at least 60 days. When you close now within less than 30 days, how has your clients been like, oh my God, is this even possible?
I mean, the real estate, the building that I live in, I got a couple real estate agents that live in my building. And I've gone to some of their open houses and just see what type of value I can add to them and to their business. And they've exploded because I've been able to close loans for them in a month or less. And especially this time of year when you have the school season is coming up and people relocating and things like that, you want to make sure you can get that done with somebody that can get those things done for you before you need a solid place before you get into the school and the school district area. We're the technology platform that we have, we're always expanding and creating more to try and make it as easy as possible. And I think that goes hand in hand with what we do to try and get these things done for you as soon as possible.
Now, as far as your client, like, I know I'm used to, traveling a little bit. Did you run into more of a sticker shock here of like, hey, this townhouse is $500,000, whereas at home you're like, it's $500,000. You're like, oh my God. So are your Chicago clients more of like, this is what it is, and they're like not as shocked, or they just are like more accepting of it, or what have you run into?
That's a good question. So now that I've been out here for a few years, you know what to expect when you're going to look at places. And the people that are from here, they also have those same expectations. When being relocated, I came from Southeast Michigan, where rent and mortgage payments were a half or a third of what we pay out here in Chicago. But it's all relative as well. So the sticker shock for somebody that's from this area, you don't really see that. But sometimes when you have people relocating, yeah, you do see that a little bit, but you show them the market and what's out there and what's available. and that's where you guys would come in.
Right,
And
because since I've been visiting here and doing a little bit of research here, it's been like when you say the price, nobody's like, oh my God, or they're like, what does it have? They hear the price, they want to hear the amenities, how close they are to the loop, how close they are to the river, how close they are, to both airports. And I tell them that, hey, you get a little bit of mix of everything, like you said earlier. It's kind of what you want, where you work, what you feel comfortable in doing, because there's such a great mix here, and it's such like an awesome international city that's so close that makes living really affordable that it's really like a no-brainer to me. It's like you pay for it, you get it, you sell it, you can invest here. And
great city for investment.
It's a great city for investment. Have you, since we've been getting to the end of COVID, have you run into like where people are buying multiple investments, or what do you see for the future of Chicago moving forward as far as investment in property-wise?
That's a great question. So with the whole COVID thing that's going on, you see a lot more people that are working from home. And so a lot of those people are moving away from the downtown area and out to the suburbs because they can work from home. They can work from their home office, and they will take those city dwellings that they have and they'll turn those into investments and income properties and just increase their family's income even more from there. So it's been a great opportunity actually for people that live in the city to create more income for themselves by buying investment properties or turning their primary residence into an investment property and moving out to the suburbs.
Because what I noticed here, the difference between Detroit and Chicago is that baseball-wise, you guys have stadiums on both ends of the city.
That's right.
And I didn't know there was such a divide of like, are you a Cubby? Are you a White Sox? And I was like, I'm a Cubby guy. I got to the flag off, so I'm kind of partial. But where you live at is closer to the White Sox, so it's like, I don't know that area so much yet. Do you like one area more than other? Or what are some of the more popular areas here in Chicago that you've like, oh, I love this because of that?
So it depends on what you like. Like we come from Michigan, right, where it's not nearly as crowded as it is here. So I personally live in the South Loop. That gives us a little bit more room to operate, to move around, to drive, to park at a grocery store. Where if you live in an area like Lincoln Park or the Gold Coast, and you want to try and find a parking spot, that might take you 45 minutes in your neighborhood if you haven't already purchased one. So those are some of the big differences. Getting on and off the expressways and which expressways to get to work or get to your family or different areas of the city or the suburbs. So all those things can play huge parts and huge roles in what neighborhood you decide to live in. And where I'm at right now works best for me. I live close to 94. I can jump back on, get back to Michigan, get back to Royal Oak where our office is at, and it only takes me about 4 hours to get there. Or I live right next to the metro station at Union Station. Hop on one of those, get back real quick. Or even flying. You got two different airports. I'm kind of in the middle of both of those.
Right.
And it's a 45-minute plane ride.
Now, going back to being really centralized and being able to access your clients, have you found that you are ahead of technology, a little bit along the loop? Because I noticed that I was here that there aren't a lot of loan officers, mortgage companies that are like pushing like they are at home. And I credit you to being on the forefront of like, hey, this is what I do. This is how fast I can close you. This is what value I offer you. Do you see that people are more apt to be like, oh my God, he's a loan officer, whereas like at home, it's like, there's a loan officer on every corner, whereas here, you're kind of, to me, more of a standout in order to offer value, to offer explanations of things, because here in Chicago, it seems like it's more of just business. There isn't like a real estate broker niche. Or what have you seen that in your line of, since you've been doing it here, the differences between adding value, the speed versus the Michigan adding value, so where there's more of us there than here?
Well, you're right. There's a lot more of us there than here. I think Southeast Michigan and being the Detroit area is it's kind of, there's a lot of mortgage companies. There's a lot of large mortgage companies. You have, everybody works in the shadow of United Wholesale and Quicken Loans and places like that, where some of the biggest players in the game. Out here you have some big players too, but not nearly as big. You don't see as many of the hometown brokers that care as much about a single individual and individual transaction as you would back at home either. So you're right. There's a lot. It's a lot more. It's very business oriented out here. You don't see a whole lot of mortgage companies, especially brokerages or broker shops, that really tailor to their clients as much as some of the bigger places do. So
that's why I was so excited when you were like, Damon, I'm going to be working in Chicago. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm going to come down. We're going to have great conversation. Because I knew when I first came, I was like, oh, wow, I know they don't have the broker shops like we have at home. I know they aren't going to bring what you bring to the game and to your clients and to businesses as well, because brokers will bring other business, they will bring other avenues of employment for everybody else, and there's definitely a need here because of the growth that's here. The building that my hotel is by now is almost finished. When I was here, it wasn't finished.
Yeah.
They're starting another building. I was like, oh God, the growth is here. The locations are great. It just has been an awesome thing. I can't wait to close many loans with you.
Likewise.
I'm not opposed to traveling. Like you said, the trip isn't far at all.
Nope,
the technology that you offer is great. You can get pre-approved, I think, in like 5-10 minutes.
It's not long.
So
same day at the very end.
Yeah, like see, we're out in the lake now, so there you go. It's been like an awesome experience. It's adding value to people when they don't know what they have, because to me, I don't think they know what they have here. It's like you're on the water, you're in tall buildings, you have neighborhoods by Wrigley, you have neighborhoods by the White Sox. It's like grass and parks and lakes and businesses and people, and they can benefit from having a Knoxville broker in their area, a Knoxville realtor. You don't have to use me, but I'm hoping that you will. And I know him. We both come from a mortgage background. He was already successful when I was a newbie there. So we were like, these guys knew what they were doing way before when we were just getting started.
Yep.
But to see your growth now is awesome. It's excellent. If they want to get in contact with you, what's the best way they get in contact with you now? If they have questions or anything related to any mortgages or forbearances or whatever, yes, I said the forbearance word. We're not even going to get it. That's a whole nother show, guys. We're not even going to get into that.
You can get a hold of me in any way. I'm on social media, my Instagram, Facebook, email, cell phone. I give my personal cell phone number out to anybody that I work with. That way they can text me. You know, most people like to text rather than talk sometimes. So if it's easier for you to get a hold of me that way, or send me a DM or any type of message like that.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for showing me around.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been awesome. We'll see if it's still awesome when I got to come close a deal in the middle of December, January.
Bring your North Face.
Right. We'll still see if I'm saying it's awesome then, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It does my heart good to see you doing good in such a major market at Chicago. Wishing you much success, and thank you for taking the time to come on and do this video. I really, truly appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to working together again. We worked together in the past at a previous mortgage company, and I think we had a good relationship there, and I'm looking to even build a bigger one between the two of us, and so that way both of us can succeed.
Awesome, guys. You heard it here first. So if you're looking for investment property, you're looking for single family, you're looking for condos, you're looking for building, you're looking for commercial, come on out. Give us a call, and as always, here's hoping that your open house will close soon. Bye, everybody.